Did you know that you can get ads higher than a 3, even higher than a 4? Today we're going to talk about all the different things you can do with high ads. When would you use a high ad? So there's a couple different options or opportunities where a high ad would come in handy. One is occupational. So if you have somebody that needs a level of detail that they're comfortable examining things very close to their face, a high ad can be very handy for, say, a jeweler or somebody whose job requires that level of detail. The other circumstance where a high ad can be very helpful is in low vision. And if we stop at 3, we're missing an opportunity a lot of times for a patient to benefit by just holding their reading a little bit closer. If we were to go a 4 or a 5 ad, where it can really open up the opportunities for the patient and what we can do with their glasses. When you're fitting a high ad, you want to consider whether or not the patient's going to be wearing it all the time. So for low vision or an occupational circumstance, a high ad can be a little bit bothersome because it's a big pow right in your glasses, right under your main field of vision. So when you're fitting it, you may want to consider, hey, is this the patient's only pair of glasses? And if it is, just factor in that the ad is pretty powerful and it's going to be right there. So there's a chance where it can affect balance, affect the patient's mobility, that sort of thing. When you're dealing with prescribing a high ad, your lens options shrink down a little bit. So if you're used to getting, a polarized lens with a flat top or a transitions with a flat top or progressives with various features, when you do a high ad, you are going to limit it. A lot of the high ads are only available in CR39. So before you go on a binge selling all the bells and whistles in a pair of high ad glasses, definitely call and make sure that it can be made. Most of the time we can make something work, but it's best to check before you put your foot in your mouth. When we're dealing with high ads, one of the most important things is that the bifocal be on the front of the lens. So there's a lot of stuff with digital bifocals where you can cut an ad on the back of a lens. Now, when you're doing that, you're essentially, you're taking the curvature of the ad and almost flipping it towards the eye. And when you do that, you're going to restrict the field of view significantly. So the ad power being on the front of the lens with a high ad is going to keep an expanded field of view. And so it would be important that the ad is kind of built into the lens from the beginning rather than added after the fact via freeform technology.